What would you do if someone told you this isn't your first life? That you've died 4 times before, always at 27, always unexpectedly, always alone. Mira Chen is about to turn 27 in 24 hours, and the man from her nightmares just walked into her hospital. He has 2 different colored eyes, gold and silver, and he's been watching her die for over a century. He says he's fallen in love with her in 5 different lifetimes. He says angels have been killing her again and again as punishment. He says tomorrow, at 27, she'll die for the 6th time. But this time, he's offering her something forbidden, something that could save her life but cost her soul, a claiming, a bond that would make her his forever, tethered across every lifetime, feeling everything he feels, knowing everything he knows, never truly alone again. It's possession disguised as salvation. It's a cage that promises freedom. And with 13 hours left until her death, Mira has to choose, die free, or live bound to a creature who's half angel, half demon, and completely obsessed with keeping her alive. The clock is ticking. Heaven is hunting them. And in a ruined church, surrounded by the ghosts of her past lives, Mira will discover that some loves are worth dying for. But this love might be worth something far more terrifying. It might be worth living for. The first time Mira Chen saw the man with 2 different colored eyes, she was 9 years old, and her mother was still alive. She'd drawn him in art class. Miss Peterson had hung the picture on the wall and asked, concerned, why the man in her drawing looked so sad. Mira couldn't explain. She'd only known she needed to draw him. 1 eye gold, 1 eye silver, dark hair, beautiful and terrifying in equal measure. He's not real, sweetie, her mother had said that night, stroking her hair. Just your imagination. But 17 years later, Mira knows better. He's real. He's been in her dreams. Every single night since her mother died. And tonight, 23:58 on the eve of her 27th birthday, he's standing in the morgue hallway of St. Catherine's Hospital, watching her through the glass window of the records room. She doesn't scream. That's the strangest part. She should scream. Instead, her fingers freeze over the keyboard, the deceased patient file she'd been archiving suddenly irrelevant. Her heart doesn't race. It stops. Completely stops for one impossible second before slamming back to life with bruising force. He tilts his head, even through the glass, even in the fluorescent lights that make everyone look half dead. She can see his eyes. Gold on the right, silver on the left, exactly like her drawings, exactly like her dreams. Mira's chair scrapes against the linoleum as she stands. Her legs shouldn't work. They do. She walks to the door. Her hand shouldn't reach for the handle. It does. The hallway is empty. Of course it is. It's always empty. At midnight. That's why she took the graveyard shift. Fewer people. Fewer questions about why she looks so tired. Why she never talks about her mother. Why she flinches when anyone mentions the riverfront bridge. "You're not real," she whispers to the empty corridor. Her voice echoes off the white walls, bouncing back at her like mockery. "I've never been real to you." The voice comes from behind her, not from the hallway, from inside the records room she just left. That's the problem. Mira spins. He's sitting in her chair now, elbows on her desk, fingers steepled under his chin. Up close, he's worse than the dreams, better than the drawings. His face is angular, beautiful in a way that makes her chest ache. But there's something wrong with him. The air around him shimmers like heat rising from summer pavement. And his veins. She can see his veins through his skin. Some glow faint gold. Others pulse deep shadow. "You're having a psychotic break," she tells herself. "You finally..." Snapped. "Mom jumped off a bridge and you're filing dead people's paperwork at midnight and you finally lost it. Your mother didn't jump. He stands. He's taller than she expected. Broad-shouldered, wearing a dark coat that looks too heavy for September. She was pushed. The world tilts. Mira's hand finds the doorframe, grips it. Excuse me? Not physically. No one touched her. He moves closer, each step deliberate. Careful, like he's approaching something fragile. But she was pushed nonetheless, by fear, by something she saw, something she remembered. You need to leave. Her voice doesn't shake. Small miracle. I'm calling security. You won't. He stops 3 feet away, close enough that she can smell him. Ozone. Like lightning. Like the air before a storm. Because you need to know. Don't you, Mira? You've needed to know for 8 years why your mother parked her car in the middle of the bridge, got out, and climbed over the railing without hesitation. No note. No phone call. Just gone. Tears burn hot behind her eyes. She blinks them back. Hard. How do you know my name? I know everything about you. His gold eye catches the light, reflects it. Unnatural. I know you take your coffee black because your mother took hers with cream and you can't stand the reminder. I know you work nights because sleeping is worse than exhaustion. I know you draw me. Still. Even though you tell yourself you've stopped. He's right. There's a sketchbook in her bag, hidden under her lunch container. Pages and pages of his face. She tears them out, throws them away, draws him again the next night anyway. Who are you? The question scrapes out of her throat. My name is Azriel. He says it like a confession, like an apology. And I'm the reason you're going to die tomorrow. The fluorescent lights flicker. Once. Twice. In the darkness between flickers, his veins illuminate completely. Gold on the right side of his body, black on the left. Like someone drew a line down his center and colored each half differently. That's not funny. But her voice is distant, hollow. Because somewhere deep in her mind, in the place where dreams live, she already knows. She's always known. I'm not joking. He reaches into his coat, pulls out a photograph. Old, faded, black and white. He places it on her desk. This is you, 1914. You were a nurse in a field hospital outside Ypres. Your name was Margaret. The woman in the photo has Mira's face. Same dark hair, same narrow chin, same eyes that always look a little sad. Photoshop, Mira says, but her hands are shaking now. He places another photo. Color this time. 1950s by the clothes. This is you, 1953. You were a pianist. Your name was Eleanor. You died 3 days before your 27th birthday when you fell down the theater stairs. Another photo. This is you, 1989. High school English teacher. Your name was Sarah. You collapsed in your classroom. Aneurysm. You were 26 years, 364 days old. Mira's knees buckle. She catches herself on the desk. The photos blur, but she sees herself. Over and over. Different eras. Different names. Same face. Same age. I don't understand. Her voice breaks. I don't understand. I'm a NEPHILIM. Azriel says the word like it tastes like poison. Half angel. Half demon. I was tasked 132 years ago with guiding certain souls to the limbo. Souls marked for premature death. Souls who would disrupt the balance if they lived too long. You are one of those souls. That's insane. Yes. He moves closer. So close she can see the gold in his right eye isn't solid. It swirls. Liquid light. It is insane. Because the marks are fraudulent. The celestial order has been killing you. Again and again. Life after life. Not because you're dangerous. But because in your first life, in 1814, I fell in love with you. The room spins. Mira's back. Hits the wall. She slides down it. Sits hard on the cold floor. I broke protocol. Azriel continues. His voice is soft now. Devastated. I was supposed to guide you peacefully. Instead, I pulled you from that trench, carried you 2 miles to safety. You survived for 3 more days. Then typhoid took you anyway. And when I returned to face judgment, they gave me a gift. They let me remember every single life, every single time I found you, every single time I tried to save you, every single time I failed. He kneels in front of her, close enough to touch. He doesn't touch. His hands hover, uncertain. They kill you to punish me, he whispers. And they make me watch. Life after life after life. I've loved you for 5 incarnations, Mira Chen. And in every single one, you die at 27. A tear escapes down her cheek. She doesn't wipe it away. Why are you telling me this? Because you're remembering. His voice cracks. Your dreams. They're not dreams. They're memories. The cycle is breaking. And when marked souls remember their past lives, the order doesn't just kill them. They erase them. Completely. No more reincarnation. No more chances. Just void. Mira's phone buzzes in her pocket. She pulls it out with numb fingers. 12:01 a.m. September 15th. Her birthday. You have 23 hours and 59 minutes, Azrael says. The lights go out. Emergency generators kick in. Red backup lights bathe everything in blood. When the white lights return, he's gone. But the photographs remain. 5 women with her face. 5 death certificates. And on the back of the most recent photo, in handwriting she recognizes from her dreams, 8 words. I won't let them take you again. Mira doesn't go home. Home is a studio apartment with locks that don't work, and neighbors who pretend not to hear screaming. Home is where she'd sit alone with 5 photographs of her own dead faces and lose what's left of her mind. Instead, she walks. 4 a.m. through. Downtown streets slick with overnight rain. Her scrubs are still on. Her badge still clipped to her chest. Mira Chen, medical records, St. Catherine's Hospital. Proof she exists. Proof she's real. The photos are in her bag. She checked 6 times. She finds herself at the riverfront bridge without meaning to. Her feet just bring her here. They always do. 8 years, and she still can't stay away from the place her mother died. The bridge is empty. Streetlights cast orange pools on wet pavement. Below, the river moves dark and patient. Waiting. She stood right there. Azrael's voice doesn't startle her this time. She felt him before she heard him. A pressure in her chest. A certainty in her bones. He's leaning against the railing 15 feet away, hands in his coat pockets. 3:42 a.m. March 9th. She'd been driving home from her shift at the textile factory. She stopped the car. Engine still running. Door open. She climbed over and she didn't hesitate. Stop. Mira's voice is raw. She hasn't slept, hasn't eaten, hasn't processed. Just stop. You need to know. I need you to leave me alone. She grips the railing. Cold metal bites her palms. You show up in my workplace. Tell me I'm going to die. Show me pictures of people who look like me and expect me to believe we're the same person. That's not how reality works. Reality? He laughs. Bitter. Broken. You want reality? Fine. Here's reality. When you were Margaret in 1914, you held dying soldiers and sang them French lullabies so they wouldn't be afraid. When you were Eleanor in 53, you played Chopin so beautifully grown men wept. When you were Sarah in 89, you stayed after school every Tuesday to tutor a kid everyone else had given up on. He's a surgeon now, saves lives because you saved him first. Mira's hands shake on the railing. How would you know that? Because I was there. He moves closer, slow, cautious, like approaching wounded animals. I'm always there, watching, waiting, knowing exactly when you'll die and being powerless to stop it. Do you know what that does to someone? Watching the same person die 5 times? holding 5 different bodies that all have the same soul? You're insane. But her voice wavers. Because the dreams. God, the dreams. Margaret in the trench, mud in her hair, reaching for someone in the smoke. Eleanor at the top of the theater stairs, turning, smiling at someone below before the world tilted. Sarah in the classroom, hand to her head, confused, looking at a man in the doorway before everything went dark. The man always had 2 different colored eyes. Your mother saw me. Azrael is close now, 5 feet away. She can see the veins beneath his skin pulsing. Gold and shadow at war. 3 days before she died. I came to the factory looking for you. You'd just changed shifts. She was leaving as I arrived. She looked at me and she knew. Somehow she knew what I was. What I meant for you. No. Mira backs away. No, that doesn't make sense. She never said anything. She drove here that night. Called you 17 times. You were asleep. You'd worked a double. She left 1 voicemail. You still have it. You've never deleted it. Mira's phone is in her hand before she decides to move. Voicemail. March 9th. 8 years ago. 3:37 a.m. 5 minutes before her mother died. She's listened to it 1,000 times. Her mother's voice. Shaking. Crying. Mira, baby. I love you. I love you. So much. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There are things in this world that we don't understand. Things that aren't fair. I saw something tonight. Someone. And I know what it means. I know what's coming. I can't stop it. But maybe I can buy you time. Maybe if I give them what they want. Maybe if I... The message cuts off. 37 seconds. That's all she got. She thought if she died instead, they'd leave you alone. Azrael says quietly. She was wrong. The mark isn't on your body. It's on your soul. It transfers. Life after life. Death after death. Mira's knees hit wet pavement. The phone clatters beside her. 8 years. 8 years she thought her mother had a psychotic break. 8 years of guilt. Of wondering what she missed. What she could have done. She didn't jump because she was crazy. Tears streak hot down Mira's face. She jumped because of me. She jumped because she loved you. Azrael kneels in front of her. Doesn't touch. Never touches. She saw me, and she knew I was death. She thought sacrifice would matter. It doesn't. Not to them. The Celestial Order doesn't care about human love. They care about obedience, about punishment, about making examples. Why? Mira looks up at him. His face blurs through tears. Why me? What did I do? What did Margaret do? You loved me back. His voice breaks on the words. That's your crime. In that trench in 1914. You were dying. I was supposed to guide you peacefully to limbo. Instead, you looked at me. With those eyes. Those same goddamn eyes you have in every life. And you said, I'm not afraid. Not if you're here. And I fell apart. I fell in love with a dying woman, and I broke every rule trying to save you. They've been killing you ever since. The sky is lightning, dawn coming, gray and cold. 19 hours, Mira whispers. You said I have 23 hours. It's been 4. 19 hours and 12 minutes. Azrael stands, offers his hand. She stares at it. We need to move. They'll send collectors soon. Angels whose only job is ensuring marked souls die on schedule. They'll make it look natural. Accident, illness, wrong place, wrong time. But it'll happen. It always happens. Mira doesn't take his hand. Pushes herself up alone. Her scrubs are soaked, knees muddy. She probably looks insane. She feels insane. Let's say I believe you. She picks up her phone. Bags the photographs carefully. Let's say all of this is real. The reincarnation. The angels. The death mark. What exactly do you think we can do about it? You said you've tried to save me 5 times. You failed 5 times. I didn't know the truth before. He pulls something from his coat. A knife. No, not a knife. Too long, too bright. The blade glows faint gold. The handle pulses shadow. I didn't know they were actively killing you. I thought it was fate, destiny, acts of God. I tried to prevent accidents, stop illnesses, keep you away from dangerous places. But you can't fight an execution by hiding. You fight it by cutting off the executioner's head. You want to kill angels. Mira stares at the weapon. At him. At the absolute certainty in his mismatched eyes. You want to go to war with heaven. I want to free you. He slides the blade back into his coat. I want to end this cycle. I want to give you a life that lasts longer than 27 years. I want you to meet someone who isn't me. Fall in love with someone who won't get you killed. Grow old. Die naturally. Have a grave that says, "You lived to 83 and spent your days happy." Something in her chest cracks. You want me to forget you. I want you to live. His jaw tenses. The veins in his neck darken. Shadow consuming gold. Even if that means I lose you forever. The sun breaks over the horizon. Orange light on dark water. A new day. Her birthday. Her last birthday. Mira thinks of Margaret, Eleanor, Sarah, the two others whose names she doesn't know yet. 5 lives cut short. 5 times she died at 27. 5 times he watched. She thinks of her mother, climbing over this railing, choosing death because she thought it would save her daughter. Okay. The word comes out steady. Certain. Okay. Tell me what we do. Tell me how we fight heaven. Azrael's gold eye flares bright. His silver eye goes black. When he smiles, it's terrible. Beautiful, determined. First, he says, we break you out of the cycle. We sever the mark. That requires going somewhere even angels fear. Somewhere between life and death. Somewhere I swore I'd never take you. Where? Limbo. He reaches for her hand. This time she takes it. His skin burns. Ice and fire at once. The place where all those souls I guided wait, including every version of you I failed to save. Limbo isn't a place. That's the first thing Mira learns. It's a feeling. A space between heartbeats where time stretches thin and reality becomes negotiable. Azrael holds her hand on the bridge. Whispers words in a language that tastes like copper on. Her tongue, even though she's not speaking. The world doesn't fade. It inverts. Color drains away. Sound becomes muffled. The river below stops moving, frozen mid-current. Don't let go. His grip tightens. If you let go here, you'll drift. Become one of them. Stuck between. Never moving forward. Never going back. Them. Mira sees them now. Shapes in the frozen world. Translucent. Flickering. A woman in 1920s dress standing on the riverbank. A child holding a balloon that doesn't float. An old man sitting on a bench that isn't there anymore. All of them still. Waiting. Trapped in the moment they died. This is what you do? Mira's voice sounds wrong. Echoless. Flat. You bring them here? I guide them through. Azrael pulls her forward. They're walking on the bridge, but also not. Each step takes them sideways through reality. Buildings overlap. Eras bleed together. She sees the bridge as it was in 1910. Wooden. Narrow. Sees it in 2030. Wider. Chrome rails. All existing simultaneously. Limbo is the waiting room. I'm supposed to help them process. Accept. Move on to whatever comes next. Heaven, hell, reincarnation, the void, depends on the soul. But some don't move on. Mira watches a teenage boy walk past. He's holding a phone, walking toward a car that's crumpled against a light post. He reaches the wreckage, turns around, walks back the same path, reaches for the phone, starts again. Loop eternal. Some refuse, some don't. Understand they're dead. Some are waiting for someone. Azriel's voice goes quiet. Some are waiting for me to come back and explain why I let them die. They stop walking. They're standing in front of St. Catherine's Hospital. But it's wrong. The building flickers, shifts. She sees it as a tuberculosis sanatorium in 1918, a warehouse in 1942, the modern hospital. All at once. She's inside. Azriel says, "Margaret, your first life, the first time I failed you." Mira's heart pounds. Can hearts pound in limbo? Apparently. She's been here for 111 years. She's been here for 3 days. He finally releases her hand. Immediately she feels the pull, the drift, like standing too close to a cliff edge. Time doesn't work here. For her, I guided her to limbo 3 days ago. For me, it was March 1914. She's been waiting. They all have. The hospital doors open without being touched. Inside, the lobby shifts. Field hospital. Wounded everywhere. Nurses moving between cots. The smell of antiseptic and gangrene. Blood on white sheets. Moaning. Praying. Dying. A woman kneels beside a cot. Dark hair pinned back. Nurse's uniform stained rust red. She's singing. Low. Soft. French words Mira doesn't speak but somehow understands. A lullaby. The soldier she's singing to isn't breathing anymore. She keeps singing anyway. Margaret. Mira's voice cracks on the name. The woman turns. She has Mira's face. Exactly. Same eyes. Same narrow chin. Same expression of exhaustion mixed with stubborn compassion. But her hands. God. Her hands are shaking, covered in dried blood. Nails broken. She looks at Mira, then at Azriel. Her face crumples. You came back. Margaret stands, moves toward Azriel. You came back. You said you would. After you carried me out of the trench, you said you'd come back, and I waited. I waited, but there were so many wounded, so many dying. I couldn't leave them. I couldn't. Margaret. Azriel's voice is destroyed. You died. 3 days after I pulled you out. Typhoid. You died and I brought you here and I'm so sorry. I'm so goddamn sorry. Died? Margaret looks down at her hands, touches her face, her uniform. But I'm still here. I'm still working. The wounded. They need me. They're echoes. Mira steps closer. Being near Margaret feels like looking in a funhouse mirror. Familiar and distorted. This is limbo. You're stuck. We're stuck. Margaret looks at her. Really looks. Recognition flashes. You're me, aren't you? Another life. Another chance. She laughs, bitter, broken. Did you make it past 27? Not yet. I've got 14 hours. Then why are you here? Margaret moves closer, reaches out, stops before touching. Why would you come here? If you're still alive, you should run. Run far away from him, from this, from all of it. I can't run from a mark on my soul. Then cut it off. Margaret grabs Mira's shoulders. Her hands are cold, not ice cold. Absence cold, like touching nothing. Whatever they want, whatever price, pay it. Don't end up like me. Don't spend eternity in a hospital that isn't real taking care of soldiers who are already dead. Don't wait for someone who can't save you. I saved you. Azriel's voice is sharp, defensive. I pulled you from that trench. You would have died there. And I died 3 days later anyway. Margaret releases Mira, turns on Azriel. 3 extra days of hope. 3 days of thinking maybe I'd survive. Maybe I'd go home. See my sister again. Have a life. Then fever. Delirium. Waking up here with you standing over me saying you're sorry. Sorry doesn't undie me. I didn't know. His hands curl into fists, veins darkening. I didn't know they'd kill you anyway. I didn't know loving you was a death sentence. Well, now you do. Margaret's voice softens. Sad. Tired. So let this one go. Let her live. Stop trying to save us. You're not a hero. You're a witness. That's all you've ever been. The hospital flickers. 1942 warehouse. Boxes stacked high. The smell of dust and motor oil. A woman in a dark blue dress and victory rolls stands on a ladder. She's reaching for something on the top shelf. The ladder wobbles. She grabs for stability, misses, falls, lands wrong. Neck at an angle that makes Mira's stomach turn. That's Patricia. Azrael's voice is hollow. Your second life. 1944. Worked in a munitions factory. Fell during an air raid drill. Broken neck. I was across the city. Felt the moment your soul detached. Ran. Got there in time to guide you. Not in time to catch you. Patricia stands. Brushes off her dress. Climbs the ladder again. Reaches. Falls. Dies. Stands. Repeats. She doesn't know she's dead. Mira whispers. She knows. She just doesn't care. This was her last moment of control. Before the fall. Before the pain. She loops it. Over and over. Choosing the last second she had power. The warehouse flickers. Theater. 1950s. All red velvet and gold trim. A woman in an emerald evening gown sits at a grand piano. Her hands move over keys. No sound comes out. She plays anyway. Smiling. Radiant. She stands. Takes a bow to an empty audience. Walks toward the stage stairs. Trips on her gown. Falls. Tumbles. Neck snaps on the bottom step. Stands. Returns to piano. Plays silent music. Repeats. Eleanor. Azrael won't look at the woman. I was in the audience. Front row. I knew that night was your night. The night you'd die. I sat there and I watched you play and you were so alive. So happy. I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe this life would be different. Then you stood. And you tripped. And I couldn't move fast enough. Stop. Mira's throat burns. Stop showing me. You need to see. He grabs her hand, pulls her forward. The theater becomes a high school. 1980s. Fluorescent lights. Linoleum floors. Posters about saying no to drugs. A classroom. Desks in rows. A woman at the Mao. Chalkboard writing vocabulary words. She turns. Smiles at a student. Touches her temple. Confused. Her smile falters. She reaches for the desk. Misses. Collapses. Seizes. Stills. Sarah. The teacher. The one who saved a kid who became a surgeon. She stands up. Returns to the chalkboard. Writes vocabulary words. Turns. Smiles. Dies. Repeats. 4 lives. Mira's voice shakes. 4 versions of me stuck in their death loops. Waiting. Trapped. And you've just left them here? I can't free them. Azrael's gold eye flickers. Dims. Only they can choose to move on, and they won't. Margaret won't leave her patients. Patricia won't surrender control. Eleanor won't stop playing. Sarah won't abandon her students. They're stuck because they're you. Because every version of you is too stubborn to let go. Then what's the point? Mira pulls away from him. What's the point of bringing me here? Showing me this? If they can't be freed. If I'm just going to die in 14 hours and join them in whatever loop my death creates. What's the goddamn point? The point, a 5th voice says, is that you're the first one who came back while still alive. Mira turns. A woman stands at the edge of the classroom. No, not stands. Hovers. Translucent. Flickering. But more present than the others. More aware. She has Mira's face, but softer. Kinder. Older somehow, even though she can't be past 26. Who are you? Mira breathes. I'm you. The woman smiles. Sad. Knowing. I'm the you that would have existed if you'd lived. The potential. The maybe. The could have been. She looks at Azrael. And I'm here to tell you that he's lying. Not about the deaths. Not about the mark. But about the solution. Azrael goes rigid. Don't. You can't sever the mark, the woman continues. It's burned into our soul. But you can change whose mark it is. The potential version of Mira moves closer. She doesn't walk. She glides, like she's forgetting how gravity works. Around her, the high school light, classroom flickers, becomes something else. A house. Warm lighting, lived in. Photos on walls. A life that never happened. When a Nephilim guides a soul, they leave a trace, she explains. Her voice echoes slightly. Layered, like multiple versions speaking at once. A mark. That's how the Celestial Order tracks souls through reincarnation. That's how they knew to kill Margaret again as Patricia. Patricia again as Eleanor. Eleanor again as Sarah. Sarah again as you. His mark. Mira looks at Azrael. He won't meet her eyes. You marked us. That's how they find us. I didn't know. His jaw clenches, veins pulsing dark. I was young, newly made. They told me it was protocol, standard procedure. Mark the soul. Guide it. Report. I didn't know they were using my marks to hunt you. I didn't know until decades later. By then you'd already died twice more. But you kept marking us. The potential Mira tilts her head. Didn't you? Every life. Every death. You'd guide us to limbo and mark us. Again. Refresh the trace. Make sure the Order could find us in the next incarnation. I had to. Azrael's voice cracks. If I didn't mark you, another Nephilim would. At least when it's my mark, I know. I can find you first. I can try to protect you. Protect. Margaret appears beside the potential Mira. Then Patricia. Then Eleanor. Then Sarah. All four of Mira's past lives. Standing together. Watching Azrael with identical expressions of tired understanding. You've been protecting us. Straight into our graves for 111 years. There's another way, the potential Mira says. A way to overwrite his mark. Replace it with something the Order can't track. Something that would make you invisible to them. Mira's heart pounds. How? A claiming. The word comes from Margaret. It's forbidden. Nephilim aren't allowed to claim souls. It creates a bond that supersedes celestial law. Makes the soul untouchable by anyone except the Nephilim who claimed it. It's also permanent, Patricia adds. She stopped her loop, standing still for the first time. Focused. Once claimed, the soul can never be unmarked, never be guided by another, never be judged. You'd belong to him, completely, forever, every life, every death, every rebirth. It would save you from the Order, Eleanor continues. Her silent piano fades behind her. But it would bind you to him, your soul to his. You'd feel what he feels, know what he knows, be tethered across lifetimes. Death wouldn't separate you. Reincarnation wouldn't erase the bond. You'd remember, always, every life. Him, this, all of it. And if he dies, Sarah finishes, stepping forward from the classroom. You die. If he's destroyed, fragmented, erased, so are you. His existence becomes your existence. His fate becomes yours. The 5 versions of Mira stand in a semicircle. 5 lives, 5 deaths, 5 perspectives on the same impossible choice. Behind them, limbo shifts, shows futures, possibilities. Mira sees herself at 30, at 40, at 60, growing old, laughing, living. But in every vision, Azrael is there, watching from shadows, never close, never touching, always present. Why didn't you offer this before? Mira turns on Azrael. 5 lives, 5 times you watched me die. Why not claim me the first time? The second? Save me from this? Because claiming isn't saving. His voice is raw, broken. It's possession. It's making you mine in a way that strips your free will. Your soul wouldn't belong to you anymore. It would belong to me. Every choice, every thought, every feeling, filtered through our bond. I'd always know where you are, what you're doing, who you're with. You'd never be free of me. I'm not free now. Mira's hands shake. I'm dying in 13 hours. I've died 4 times already. 5 if you count the mother who killed herself trying to save me. Where's the freedom in that? At least your soul is yours. He moves closer. Gold eye bright. Silver eye dark. War visible in his expression. If I claim you, you become an extension of me. The Order might not be able to kill you, but I could. I could hurt you in ways they never could. I could control you, command you. You'd have no defense, no escape. And my kind. Mira, my kind isn't stable. We're half angel, half demon. Constantly at war with ourselves. What happens when my demon side takes control? What happens when I hurt you because I can't help it? He's scared. The potential Mira speaks softly. He's been scared for 5 lives. Scared that claiming you would be worse than losing you. That he'd become your prison instead of your salvation. But you're running out of options, Margaret says. Out of time. The claiming might be a cage, but at least it's a cage where you get to live. Mira looks at the 5 versions of herself. Margaret, still covered in soldiers' blood. Patricia, dress torn from repeated falls. Eleanor, emerald gown pristine but eyes hollow. Sarah, teacher's blazer. Perfect, but smile empty. The potential version, translucent and fading. All of them stuck. All of them waiting. All of them her. If he claims me, Mira says slowly, the Order can't kill me, but I'm bound to him. Soul level. Forever. Yes, they answer in unison. And if he doesn't claim me, I die at 27. Join you here. Loop my death forever. Yes, those are my options. Possession or death. There's a third option. Azrael's voice is quiet, defeated. I could let you go. Stop. Marking you. Let another Nephilim find you in your next life. Someone who doesn't love you. Someone who won't fight the Order. You'd die at 27 next time too. But you wouldn't remember. Wouldn't know. Wouldn't suffer like this. That's not an option. Mira's voice is steel. That's erasure. You're asking me to choose between being owned by you or being nothing at all. I'm asking you to choose freedom. His hands curl into fists. Even if that freedom is ignorance. Freedom. Mira laughs. Harsh. Bitter. You keep using that word. I don't think you know what it means. I'm not free. I've never been free. Margaret wasn't free. Patricia. Eleanor. Sarah. None of us were free. We were marked before we were born. Sentenced before we lived. You talk about not wanting to possess me. But someone already does. The Celestial Order. They own my death. They've owned it for 5 lifetimes. She steps closer to him. Close enough to see the veins beneath his skin shifting. Gold advancing. Shadow retreating. His angel side winning for once. At least if you claim me, she continues, voice low, fierce. I'm owned by someone who doesn't want me dead. Someone who's spent a century trying to save me. That's not possession. That's partnership. Fucked up, unequal. Probably toxic as hell. But it's better than this. Mira. Her name on his lips sounds like prayer, like apology. You don't understand what you're asking. Then explain it to me. She reaches for his hand. He pulls back. Explain why binding my soul to yours is worse than watching me die. Again. Explain why you'd rather I loop my death in limbo forever than spend 1 lifetime tethered to you. Explain why you've loved me for 5 lives but won't claim me. Because if I claim you, he says, voice breaking, I become the thing I hate most. I become the Order. I become the system that's been killing you. I take your choice, your autonomy, yourself, and I do it in the name of love. That's not love. That's tyranny. Dressed in concern, the 5 Miras watch, silent, waiting. Limbo shifts around them, shows the bridge where her mother died, shows the hospital where she'll die if nothing changes, shows futures where she's claimed, bound, alive but tethered, and futures where she's free, dead, but unburdened. You want to know the difference between you and the Order? Mira's voice is steady now, certain. The Order never asked. They marked me, hunted me, killed me, 5 times, without question, without hesitation. You're standing here giving me a choice, begging me not to choose you. That's the difference. That's why I'm asking you to claim me. Not because I want to be owned, but because you're the only one who's ever asked what I want. Azrael closes his eyes, jaw tight, trembling. When he opens them again, his gold eye is brighter, his silver eye darker. Duality at war, angel and demon fighting for dominance. If I do this, he whispers, there's no going back. The bond is eternal. You'll be mine. I'll be yours, soul to soul, life after life. Is that really what you want? Mira thinks of her mother climbing over the bridge railing, thinks of Margaret singing to dying soldiers, Patricia falling forever, Eleanor playing silent music, Sarah collapsing mid-lesson. 5 deaths, 1 soul, 111 years of suffering. Yes, she says. Claim me. The claiming doesn't happen in limbo. Azrael pulls Mira back through layers of frozen time, through overlapping realities, through the space between heartbeats. They emerge on the bridge at dawn. Real dawn. Moving clouds. Living river. The smell of car exhaust and coffee from the cafe 2 blocks down. It has to happen in the living world, Azrael explains. His voice is tight, controlled, like he's holding himself together through sheer will. A claim needs breath, heartbeat, blood, all the things that prove you're alive. Mira's hands won't stop shaking. She clasps them together, presses them against her chest. How does it work? I'll need to cut you. He pulls the blade from his coat, the one that glows gold and pulses shadow. Not deep, just enough for blood. Then I'll mark you with both sides of myself, angel and demon, light and dark. It'll hurt. God, Mira, it'll hurt, like burning from the inside out. Your body will try to reject it, fight it. You'll feel me. Everything I am, everything I've done, 132 years of existence flooding into you at once. And then you're mine. He says it like a confession, like damnation. Your soul will carry my signature. The Order won't be able to touch you, but neither will anyone else. Heaven can't judge you. Hell can't claim you. You'll exist outside the system, untouchable. But you'll never be alone again. I'll always be there, in your head, in your heart, in your soul. Traffic moves on the bridge behind them. Early commuters, people heading to work, living their normal lives. None of them can see what's happening. None of them. Know that in this spot, 8 years ago, a woman died trying to save her daughter. That right now, that daughter is about to make a choice that will echo through eternity. Will I feel you now? Mira asks. Right now, if you claim me. Will I know what you're feeling? Azrael's jaw tenses. Yes. Then do it. Before you change your mind. Before I lose my nerve. Just do it. He moves fast, grabs her wrist, turns her palm up. The blade cuts quick and clean. A line of red from the base of her thumb to her wrist. Not deep. He was right about that. But it burns. Sharp. Immediate. This is the angel mark. He presses his right palm against the wound. His skin glows gold, warm, almost hot. The warmth spreads up her arm, into her shoulder, across her chest. She gasps. It doesn't hurt. It feels like sun after winter. Like relief. Like coming home to a place she's never been. Images flood her mind. Margaret in the trench. Young Azrael, barely a century old, pulling her from mud and corpses. The way she looked at him. Grateful. Trusting. The way he felt something crack inside himself. The way he carried her 2 miles through enemy fire because he couldn't let her die there. the way she died anyway 3 days later, and he held her body and screamed at heaven for being cruel. Now, the demon Mark. His voice is rough. He switches hands, left palm against the wound. His skin darkens. Cold spreads. Ice in veins, shadow in lungs. This one hurts. This one burns wrong, like frostbite, like drowning. More images. Patricia falling. Him across the city, feeling her soul detach like a string snapping. Running. Too slow. Always too slow. Reaching the warehouse in time to guide her but not save her. The way his demon side whispered that he should have let her suffer. Should have let her loop forever. Punishment for making him feel hope. Eleanor at the piano. Him in the audience. Knowing. Always knowing. The exact moment she'd die. Watching her play. So beautiful. So alive. Wanting to run onto the stage. Grab her. Stop her from standing. But frozen. Paralyzed by celestial law. By his own cowardice. Watching her fall. Hearing her neck snap. The way his angel side wept. The way his demon side laughed. Sarah in the classroom. Him in the doorway. Their eyes meeting 1 second before she collapsed. The recognition in her face. The terror. The betrayal. She knew. Somehow she knew he was there to watch her die. The way he guided her to limbo, and she wouldn't speak to him. Wouldn't. Look at him. Just returned to her classroom. Her students. Her loop. And Mira's mother. God. Mira's mother. Azrael seeing her at the factory. Her turning. Their eyes meeting. The way she knew. Instantly. Completely. What he was. What he meant for Mira. The way she drove to the bridge. Called Mira 17 times. Left that voicemail. Climbed the railing. Jumped. The way Azrael didn't guide her. Left her to find her own way. Punishment for interfering. For seeing him when she shouldn't have been. Able to. Stop. Mira tries to pull away. Can't. His hand is locked on her wrist, the cold spreading, consuming. Stop. It's too much. I can't. You have to take all of it. His silver eye is completely black now, demon ascendant. The good, the bad, the love, the hate. The times I saved you, the times I let you die, all of it. That's the price of claiming. You don't get to choose which parts of me you take. The cold reaches her heart. For one terrible moment, it stops. Completely stops. She's dying. She's sure of it. This is how she dies. Not at 27, not from the order, but here, now, from him, from ice in her veins and shadow in her lungs. Then her heart restarts, slams back to life, but different. Wrong. She can feel 2 heartbeats, hers and his. Synced. Overlapping. One rhythm shared between 2 bodies. Azrael releases her wrist, steps back. The wound on her palm is closed, not healed, sealed. A scar in the shape of 2 symbols, one gold, one black, overlapping. Beautiful and terrible. It's done. He sounds destroyed, empty. You're claimed. You're mine. God forgive me. You're mine. Mira falls to her knees. The bridge is spinning. Or she is. She can feel everything. His guilt, his relief, his terror, his love. Century-old love that tastes like ash and honey. She can feel the war inside him. Angel screaming that he saved her. Demon hissing that he enslaved her. Both sides certain. Both sides right. I can feel you. Her voice is distant, shocked. I can feel everything. I know. He kneels beside her. Doesn't touch. I can feel you too. Your fear, your determination, your anger at your mother for dying, at yourself for not answering her calls, at me for not saving her. I feel all of it. Make it stop. Tears streak down her face. It's too much. Make it stop. I can't. His hand hovers near her shoulder, uncertain. The bond is permanent. We'll learn to control it, to filter, to give each other privacy. But right now it's raw, new. Everything is amplified. A car horn blares, someone yelling about traffic, the world continuing, uncaring, unaware that reality just shifted, that a soul was claimed, that the natural order was broken. Mira forces herself to stand, legs shaking, the dual heartbeat steadying, becoming normal. Background. She looks at Azrael, really looks. She can see him differently now, not just the physical, the rest, the truth. His soul is fractured, angel on one side, demon on the other, neither whole, neither winning, just endless war, endless suffering. You've been alone for 132 years, she whispers, completely alone. No one who could see you, really see you, understand what you are. Yes, his voice cracks. Until you, until Margaret, and every version after. You've always seen me. That's why I fell in love. That's why I couldn't let you go, even when I should have, even when it killed you. It won't kill me now. She touches the scar on her palm. It's warm, cold. Both, neither. The order can't touch me, right? They can't kill you through the mark. He stands, offers his hand. This time she takes it. The touch sends shockwaves through the bond. His feelings, her feelings, tangled, indistinguishable. But they can still hurt you. Hurt me through you. And when they realize what I've done, when they discover I've claimed a marked soul, they'll come for both of us. How long do we have? Hours. Maybe less. The claiming leaves a signature, a disturbance. In the order, they'll feel it. Send collectors. Maybe worse. He pulls her close, wraps his coat around her shoulders. She's freezing. Didn't realize until now. We need to run. Find somewhere they won't think to look. Buy time to figure out our next move. Next move? Mira looks up at him, his mismatched eyes, his fractured soul visible through the bond. You claimed me to save me from them. What next move is there? The claiming saved you from execution. His jaw sets, determined. But it didn't end the war. The order won't stop. They'll just change tactics. They'll make an example of us, of what happens when NEPHILIM break laws. When humans accept claims, they'll hunt us until we fragment or surrender. Then we fight. The words come out steady, certain. Mira doesn't feel steady, doesn't feel certain, but she's not dying today. For the first time in 5 lives, she's not dying at 27. That has to count for something. That has to be worth fighting for. We fight. Azrael agrees. Through the bond, she feels his doubt, his fear, his desperate hope that maybe, finally, this time will be different. But first we run. He pulls her into his arms. The world inverts again, color draining, sound muffling. But this time she's not drifting. She's anchored. To him, through him. The bond keeping her tethered. They slip between realities, between heartbeats, running from heaven, running from fate, running from 111 years of death and loss and failure. Behind them, on the bridge, the sun rises fully. A new day. Mira's 27th birthday. The day she was supposed to die. The day she lived instead. They emerge in an abandoned church 3 states away. Azrael chose it deliberately. Sacred ground. The one place collectors hesitate to tread. Angels hate entering ruined sanctuaries. Reminds them of failure, of humanity's fading faith, of heaven's weakening grip on the world. The church is gutted. Pews torn out. Stained glass shattered. Graffiti. Covering walls that once held prayers. It smells like rain and decay and forgotten promises. But it's empty, quiet, safe for now. Mira collapses against a wall. The travel through realities drained her. Or maybe it's the claiming, the bond, the dual heartbeat that won't stop reminding her she's tethered to someone else, that her soul isn't entirely hers anymore. How long can we stay here? Her voice echoes in the empty space. Hours, maybe a day. Azrael moves to the broken altar, touches it. His hand comes away dusty. Sacred ground slows them, doesn't stop them. Eventually, they'll send someone willing to desecrate this place to get to us. Then what? Then we move again. Keep moving. Stay ahead of them until we figure out how to end this permanently. He turns to face her. In the dim light filtering through broken windows, his veins are visible. Gold and shadow at war beneath his skin. Or until I fragment trying. The bond flares. His exhaustion crashes into her. 132 years of exhaustion. Of watching, waiting, failing. He's been running for longer than she's been alive. Longer than her mother was alive. Longer than 5 versions of her combined. You're tired. She pushes off the wall, moves toward him. You've been tired for a century. I don't get to be tired. His voice is flat, empty. I'm NEPHILIM. I don't sleep, don't rest, don't stop. I just exist. Forever. Serving, obeying. Guiding souls I don't want to guide to a limbo I hate. Is that what you were doing when you found Margaret? Mira sits on the altar steps, pats the space beside her. He hesitates. Sits, careful not to touch. Guiding someone else? I was guiding a German soldier. The memory surfaces through the bond. She sees it. Young man, barely 18. Blown apart by artillery. He was crying for his mother. I held him while he died. Told him she was waiting. Lied. His mother was still alive. Wouldn't die for another 40 years. But he needed to hear it. Needed to. Believed death wasn't the end of everything. Then you found Margaret. Then I found you. He closes his eyes. You were in the trench. Knee-deep in mud and bodies. There was a boy, 14. Lied about his age to enlist. He was dying. Gut wound. You were holding his hand, singing to him in French. You didn't speak French well. Your accent was terrible. But you sang anyway because he was scared and alone and you couldn't save him, but you could give him that. Through the bond, Mira feels what Azrael felt in that moment. Recognition. Not of her face, of her soul. Something ancient and familiar. Something that made his angel side weep and his demon side rage. I watched you until the boy died, he continues. Then I guided his soul, brought him to his mother in limbo. She'd died 2 days earlier. Influenza. I reunited them. Watched them fade together into whatever comes next. When I returned, you were still there. Still in the trench. Triaging. Saving the ones you could. Comforting the ones you couldn't. I walked up to you. You looked at me. Said, "Are you here to help or judge?" Like you could see exactly what I was. What I'd done. What I'd failed to do. What did you say? I said help. Then I picked you up and carried you out of that trench because artillery was coming, and you were too stubborn to leave the wounded, and I couldn't watch you die there. His voice breaks. You fought me the entire way, screaming about your patience. Your duty. I told you that duty means nothing if you're dead. You told me death means nothing if you abandon the people who need you. That's when I knew. That's when I understood I was completely, irreversibly fucked. Mira touches his hand. The bond amplifies. His feelings flood her. Love mixed with hate. Devotion tangled with resentment. He loves her. He's loved her for 5 lives. But he also hates her for making him feel. For breaking him. For turning him into something that disobeys orders and breaks laws and claims souls he has no right to claim. You hate me, she whispers. Part of you genuinely hates me. My demon side hates you. He doesn't pull away, doesn't deny it. It hates that you make me weak, make me question, make me want things I can't have. It wants to hurt you, punish you for existing, for being mortal and fragile and temporary, for dying over and over and making me watch. And your angel side? My angel side loves you so much it's destroying me. His gold eye flickers, dims. It wants to protect you, save you, give you everything. It's willing to fragment, to fade, to cease existing entirely if it means you get to live. That's not love. That's obsession. Sickness. Or it's just love. Mira laces her fingers through his. The scar on her palm presses against his skin. Gold and shadow. Meeting. Messy. Complicated. Imperfect love. The kind that hurts. The kind that costs. The kind that's worth it anyway. Is it worth it? He looks at her. Really looks. Through the bond she feels his. Desperate need for her to say yes. And his terror that she'll say no. Is being claimed by me. Being bound to me forever. Is that worth not dying today? Before she can answer, the temperature drops. Sudden. Severe. Their breath mists. The shadows in the church deepen. Wrong. Moving independently. Gathering. Azrael is on his feet instantly. Blade in hand. Gold and shadow weapon gleaming. They're here. 3 figures materialize from the darkness. Not collectors. Worse. Seraphim. Higher order. Angels. Pure. Radiant. Terrifying. They wear human forms, but barely. The edges blur. Wings folded but visible. Eyes too bright. Faces too perfect. Uncanny valley divinity. Azrael. The center seraph speaks. Voice like crystal. Like music. Like nails on glass. You have committed the highest violation. Claiming a marked soul. Interfering with divine judgment. Binding yourself to corruption. Her mark is fraudulent. Azrael steps in front of Mira. Protective. Possessive. The order has been executing her for a century to punish me. That's not divine judgment. That's petty vengeance. Judgment is not yours to question. The seraph on the left moves forward. Light radiates from its skin. Painful to look at. The mark was placed. The law was clear. Death at 27. You have prevented that death. You have broken that law. You must be corrected. Corrected. Azrael's laugh is bitter. You mean destroyed, fragmented, erased. You and the human both. The third seraph circles. Right. Flanking. The claiming must be undone. The soul must be released. Balance must be restored. The claiming is permanent. Mira stands, moves beside Azrael. The bond thrums between them. His fear, her defiance, mixed, amplified. You can't undo it. No. The center seraph tilts its head. Curious, clinical. But we can destroy the vessel, kill the body. Let the claimed soul drift bodiless. Eternal. Conscious. Trapped between life and death. Unable to reincarnate. Unable to rest. A warning. To others who might accept claims. Horror floods through the bond. Azrael's horror. He didn't know. Didn't consider. If they kill her now, she won't die. Won't move on. Won't loop in limbo. She'll just drift. Forever. Aware. Alone. Trapped. You want a warning? Azrael's voice drops. Dangerous. I'll give you a warning. He moves fast. Blade slashing. The center seraph blocks. Light meets shadow. The impact shakes the church. Stained glass that survived decades shatters now. Rains down in colored fragments. The other 2 seraphs attack. Mira throws herself sideways. Barely avoids a hand that glows white-hot. Where it passes, stone melts. The floor smokes. Run! Azrael is fighting all 3. Blade moving. Gold and shadow flowing. His veins illuminate completely. Angel and demon both active. Both fighting. Mira, run! I'm not leaving you. She grabs a piece of broken pew. Useless. What is she supposed to do with wood against angels? If you die here, you drift forever. He's losing. She feels it through the bond. 3 seraphs, 1 NEPHILIM. The math doesn't work. I won't let you drift. I won't let you suffer like that. Run. One of the seraphs breaks away, comes for her, fast, inhumanly fast. Mira swings the wood. It disintegrates on contact. The seraph grabs her throat, lifts her. Its hand burns. Not fire. Purity. Holiness. It's killing her with righteousness. Azrael screams. The sound isn't human, isn't angel, isn't demon. It's something else. Something beyond. Through dimming vision, Mira sees him change. His right side blazes gold. His left side goes completely black. The duality that's always been separate merges, combines. Gold and shadow swirling together, mixing. He moves. The blade goes through the seraph holding her. Through. The angel doesn't bleed. It shatters. Like glass. Like ice. Gone. The other two seraphs hesitate. Mira falls. Gasps. Her throat is burned. Blistered. But she's alive. You can't merge, the center seraph says. NEPHILIM. Who merge fragment within hours. You're killing yourself. Good. Azrael's voice is layered. Angel and demon speaking simultaneously. Let me fragment killing you. Let her watch me die protecting her for once. Let that be my ending. He attacks. The church explodes in light and shadow. Mira crawls toward the door. Every breath agony. The bond screaming. He's fragmenting. She feels it. His soul splitting. Tearing. Destroying itself to keep her alive. Stop. Her voice is broken. Ruined. Azrael. Stop. You're dying. I know. He sounds almost peaceful. Finally. Mira can feel him dying through the bond. It's not like human death. Slow, gradual, peaceful. It's fragmentation. His soul literally tearing apart. Angel and demon that merged are now ripping away from each other. Taking pieces. Leaving holes. He's becoming less. Fading. Erasing himself from existence. No. She crawls toward him. Glass cuts her palms. Her knees. She doesn't care. No, you don't get to do this. You don't get to. Save me 5 times and die on the 6th. That's not how this works. Azrael has one seraph pinned. Blade through its chest. The angel is shattering slowly. Fractures spreading across its perfect face. But the other seraph is behind him. Hand raised. Glowing. Ready to strike. Mira does the only thing she can think of. She touches her scar. The claiming mark. Gold and shadow on her palm. And she pulls. Hard. Desperate. Using the bond like a rope. Yanking Azrael's attention. His focus. His existence toward her. The effect is immediate. Violent. He gasps. Spins. The bond flares white hot. She's pulling on his soul. Literally pulling. It hurts him. Hurts her. But it works. He stumbles away from the seraph. Toward her. The angel's strike misses. Hits stone. The floor explodes. What are you doing? Azrael's voice is fractured. Multiple tones. Angel. Demon. Something between. You can't pull on the bond like that. You'll damage yourself. Then stop fragmenting. Mira's throat is ruined. Every word agony. But she keeps talking. Keeps pulling. You merge to save me. Now unmerge. Separate. Go back to being half angel, half demon. Painful. Divided. But alive. I can't. He falls to his knees beside her. His skin is fracturing. Actual cracks appearing. Light leaking from some. Darkness from others. Once merged, NEPHILIM can't separate. The souls fuse, then tear, then nothing. It's already happening. I've got minutes, maybe less. Then I'll hold you together. She grabs his face, forces him to look at her. His eyes are wrong. Gold bleeding into silver. Silver bleeding into gold. Mixing. The bond goes both ways. You claimed me. Made me yours. That means you're mine too. I won't let you fragment. I won't let you fade. You can't stop it. But his hands come up. Cover hers. Desperate. Clinging. No one can stop fragmentation. I'm not no one. She presses her scarred palm against his chest. where his heart should be. I'm the soul you've loved for 5 lifetimes. The soul you claimed, the soul that's bound to yours. If you fragment, I drift. Remember? Forever. Conscious. Trapped. You really want that for me? You really want to condemn me to that? Through the bond, his horror. Sharp. Visceral. No, he doesn't want that. He'd rather suffer, rather stay divided and in pain, rather exist in constant war between angel and demon. Anything except trap her in eternal drift. Then stay. Her voice breaks. Stay divided. Stay conflicted. Stay with me. The remaining seraph moves toward them. Slow. Deliberate. Touching. But futile. He's fragmenting. You're both marked for correction. This ends now. No. A new voice. Female. Coming from the shattered doorway. It doesn't. Margaret steps through. Not translucent. Not flickering. Solid. Real. Behind her, Patricia. Eleanor. Sarah. The potential Mira. All 5 versions. All solid. All here. All furious. You can't be here. The seraph actually sounds uncertain. You're in limbo. Trapped. You can't manifest in the living world. We're not manifesting. Margaret moves forward. Her nurse's uniform is still blood-stained, but she's not shaking anymore. Not singing to dying soldiers. She's focused, determined. We're being pulled. Through the bond. Through her. She's claimed. Connected to him. And he marked all of us. Every life. Every death. That means we're all connected. All tethered. All here. Impossible. But the seraph backs away. 5 souls that shouldn't exist. 5 deaths that won't stay dead. 5 versions of the same person standing together. You've been killing us to punish him. Patricia's voice is cold, steady. For 111 years. 5 lives. 5 murders. All because he loved us. All because we loved him back. You call that divine judgment? We call it tyranny. You call it law. Eleanor steps forward. Her emerald gown pristine. Her smile sharp. We call it abuse. Torture. Execution without trial. Death without cause. You're not angels. You're murderers in holy clothing. And we're done dying for your amusement. Sarah moves beside Azrael, touches his shoulder. Where she touches, his fractures slow. Stop. He merged to save her. Now we'll hold him together. All of us. Every version of the soul he loves. We'll keep him divided. Keep him alive. Keep him suffering if we have to. Because that's what love does. It holds on. Even when letting go would be easier. The 5 Miras surround Azrael. Each touches him. Margaret on his right side. Patricia on his left. Eleanor behind. Sarah beside. The potential version in front. Where they touch, light and shadow stop bleeding. The fractures seal, not healed. Held. Forced closed by 5 souls that refuse to let him fade. This is unnatural. The seraph's voice rises, losing composure. You're dead. You can't interfere. You can't. We're not dead. Mira stands, helps Azrael up. He's still fracturing but slower, controlled. The 5 versions holding him stable. We're claimed, all of us. Through every life, every death, every rebirth. He marked us thinking he was helping the order. Instead, he was tethering us to himself, making us his, making us impossible to kill permanently. The claiming only affects the current life. But the seraph sounds uncertain now. Previous incarnations aren't bound. Tell that to them. Azrael's voice is stabilizing. Single tone. His eyes separating back into gold and silver. Distinct. Divided. Tell Margaret she's not bound when she's standing. Right here. Tell Patricia. Eleanor. Sarah. Tell the version of Mira that never got to exist because you kept killing her. Tell them they're not real, not connected, not mine. The 5 Miras speak in unison. We're his, he's ours. The bond doesn't break with death. It accumulates. Life after life. Death after death. 5 claims. 5 connections. 5 souls that will never let him fragment. Never let him fade. Never let him die alone. The seraph looks at the shattered remains of its companions. At the 5 impossible souls. At Azrael held together by love that transcends death. At Mira standing despite a throat that should have killed her. The order will send more, it says finally. Stronger. More. They won't stop until you're both corrected. Until this abomination is erased. Let them come. Mira's voice is ruined but steady. We're not running anymore. We're not hiding. You want to kill me? You'll have to kill all of us. Every life. Every version. Good luck with that. The seraph looks at them for a long moment. Then it does something unexpected. It kneels. I cannot defeat this. I cannot undo this. I cannot correct this. I will report failure. They will send others. Stronger others. But It pauses. Struggles. I do not believe this is wrong. I have served for millennia. I have executed judgment without question. But this, 5 souls bound by love, 1 NEPHILIM held together by devotion. This is not corruption. This is not violation. This is what we were supposed to protect. What we forgot how to recognize. It stands, looks at the ruined church, at the battle it just lost. I will tell them you fled, that I destroyed the church but you escaped. It will buy you time, days, maybe weeks. Use it. Find a way to end this that doesn't require your deaths. Find a way to prove that love is stronger than law. Because if you can't, it fades, dispersing. If you can't, the next seraphim won't hesitate, won't question, won't give you mercy. Silence. The church settles, dust falling, glass crunching under their feet. The 5 miras start to fade, translucent again, flickering, returning to limbo. Will you be okay there? Mira asks. Back in your loops, your deaths. We're not looping anymore. Margaret smiles, tired, genuine. We're waiting, conscious, connected. When you need us, pull. We'll come. All of us. Every version. That's the gift of the claiming. Death doesn't separate us. It just makes us harder to kill. They fade completely. Gone. But Mira can still feel them. Through the bond. Through Azrael. 5 presences. 5 souls. 5 lives that refuse to stay dead. Azrael collapses against her. His fractures sealed but visible. Scars on his soul. Permanent damage. He'll never fully heal. Never be whole. But he's alive. Divided. In pain. But alive. You saved me, he whispers. Again. I keep trying to save you, and you keep saving me instead. That's how this works. Mira holds him. Broken throat. Cut hands. Exhausted. Alive. That's what the bond means. We save each other. Over and over. Forever. Outside, dawn becomes day. Her 27th birthday. Hour 12. Halfway through the day she was supposed to die. The day she lived instead. The day everything changed. 3 months later, Mira stands at the edge of the riverfront bridge. Not the same spot where her mother died. A different section. Upstream. Where the water runs faster. Where the city lights reflect different colors. Gold and silver mixed. Like Azrael's eyes. She's 27 years and 93 days old. Alive. Breathing. Existing past the deadline that killed her 5 times before. It should feel triumphant. Victorious. Instead, it feels heavy. Complicated. Real. You come here every week. Azrael appears beside her. He doesn't materialize anymore. Doesn't slip between realities. He walks. Human slow. Ever since the fragmentation, his powers are diminished. Unstable. Using them risks tearing the barely healed fractures in his soul. So he walks. Takes buses. exists in the living world like something almost mortal. It's where she died trying to save me. Mira touches the bridge railing. Cold metal, solid, real. I need to remember that. Remember what love costs, what it's worth. Do you regret it? He asks the question carefully. They've learned to navigate the bond, to give each other privacy, to filter. But some questions cut through anyway. The claiming, the bond, being tethered to me. Do you regret it? Mira considers. Honest. 3 months of feeling his emotions mixed with hers. 3 months of never being alone. Never having a thought that's completely private. Never making a choice that doesn't affect him too. 3 months of waking up feeling his dreams, his nightmares, his century-old guilt. Yes, she says. Sometimes. When I'm trying to sleep and I feel your insomnia. When I'm trying to be happy and I feel your self-hatred. When I want to be angry at you but I feel your reasoning, your justification, your side. It's exhausting. Being connected like this, never getting to just be me without you bleeding through. Through the bond, his pain. Sharp. Expected. He knew this answer was coming. Has been dreading it for weeks. But, Mira continues, turning to face him, I also don't regret it. Because I'm alive. Because I made it past 27. Because my mother's sacrifice wasn't for nothing. Because Margaret and Patricia and Eleanor and Sarah aren't just looping their deaths anymore. They're waiting. Aware. Connected. Part of something bigger. Because you're not alone anymore. For the first time in 132 years, you're not carrying this alone. I trapped you. His voice is hollow. I did exactly what I was afraid of doing. I made you mine in a way that steals your freedom, your autonomy, yourself. You gave me a choice. Mira touches his face. The fractures are visible. Thin lines of light and shadow. Permanent scars. You begged me not to choose you. That's the difference. That's why I don't regret it. Even on the hard days. Even when the bond feels like a prison. I chose this, knowing the cost, knowing the consequences. That makes it mine. That makes it worth it. A police siren wails in the distance. Life continuing. The city doesn't know that 3 months ago in a ruined church, a claimed soul and a fragmenting NEPHILIM broke celestial law. That 5 dead women held a soul together through sheer devotion. That a seraph showed mercy. The world just keeps turning. Uncaring. Unaware. The order hasn't sent anyone else. Azrael leans into her touch. Careful. Always careful now. His control is fragile. 3 months. The seraph said days or weeks. It's been 3 months. Maybe they're scared. Mira smiles slightly. 5 souls that won't stay dead. A NEPHILIM who survived merging. A bond that shouldn't exist. Maybe we're not worth the trouble. Or maybe they're planning something worse. His demon side whispers through the bond. Paranoid. Suspicious. Maybe they're letting us feel safe. Letting us settle. So when they strike, it destroys us completely. Let them plan. Mira pulls him closer. We'll survive. We've survived everything else. 5 deaths. 5 lives. A century of suffering. 3 months of learning how to exist like this. We'll survive whatever comes next. Will we? He searches her face. The fragmentation is permanent. I'll never be whole again. My powers are failing. I can barely slip between realities anymore. Can't fight like I used to. Can't protect you like I should. The bond makes you vulnerable through me. If they figure out how to hurt me, they hurt you. If they fragment me completely, you drift. Forever. I'm a liability. A weakness. You'd be safer without me. Safer and dead. Mira's voice is firm. Without the claiming, the order executes me. With it, I'm alive but vulnerable. I choose alive. I choose vulnerable. I choose you. Even on the days I regret it. Even on the days the bond feels too heavy. I still choose this. Through the bond, his emotions flood her. Love mixed with guilt. gratitude tangled with shame. He doesn't feel worthy of her choice, doesn't understand why she keeps choosing him. But he's grateful, desperately, pathetically, completely grateful. My mother jumped from this bridge thinking sacrifice would save me. Mira looks out at the river. Dark water, moving patient. She was wrong. Sacrifice didn't save me. Connection did. Bond. Claiming. 5 lives refusing to. Let go. That's what saved me. Not dying. Living. Tethered. Complicated. Imperfect. But living. She'd hate me. Azrael's voice cracks. If she could see what I've done to you, what I've made you become, she'd hate me. She'd understand. Mira takes his hand. The scar on her palm presses against his skin. Gold and shadow. She jumped to buy me time. You claimed me to give me a lifetime. Different methods. Same love. Same desperation. Same impossible choice made because doing nothing wasn't an option. They stand in silence. The bridge beneath them. The water below. The city around them. Alive. Both of them. Against all odds. Against divine law. Against 111 years of failure and death and loss. What do we do now? Azrael asks finally. The order is still out there. The threat is still real. We can't run forever. Can't hide forever. Can't fight forever. Eventually they'll find a way to end this. End us. What do we do? We live. Mira says it simply. Certainly. We wake up every day. We face whatever comes. We hold each other together. Literally. Through the bond. Through the connection. Through 5 lives that refuse to separate. We live. Messy. Complicated. Tethered. But alive. That's all we can do. That's all anyone can do. Live until we can't. Love until it destroys us. Hope that it's enough. Is it enough? His gold eye catches the light. Just living? Just existing like this? Waiting for the next attack, the next threat, the next impossible choice? It has to be. She leans her head against his shoulder, feels his fractured soul through the bond. Broken but held together. Divided but functioning. Painful but present. Because the alternative is you fragmenting and me drifting. And I refuse. I refuse to let that be our ending. I refuse to let the order win. I refuse to become another tragic story about forbidden love and divine punishment. We're going to live. Past 27. Past 30. Past whatever timeline they decided we deserve. We're going to prove that love is stronger than law. That bonds are more powerful than orders. That 5 deaths can't erase one soul that refuses to surrender. Somewhere in limbo, 5 versions of Mira feel her determination. Feel her choice. Margaret stops trying to save phantom soldiers. Patricia stops looping her fall. Eleanor stops playing silent music. Sarah stops collapsing mid-lesson. The potential version stops fading. They all turn. Face the same direction. Wait. Ready. Connected. They're with us, Mira whispers. Even dead. Even trapped. They're with us. That's 6 versions of the same soul. 6 lives bound to one NEPHILIM. 6 connections that death couldn't break. The order can't fight that. Can't defeat that. Can't erase that. Azrael pulls her close. Wraps his arms around her. Careful of his fractures. Mindful of the bond. But holding on. Desperate. Devoted. Determined. I love you, he says. Simple. True. I've loved you for 5 lifetimes. I'll love you for 5. More. For 50 more. For however many we get. However much time we steal. However long we survive. I love you. Every version, every life, every impossible, stubborn, beautiful iteration of you. I know. Mira smiles against his chest. I feel it. Every second. Through the bond. Through the claiming. Through 132 years of guilt and devotion and desperate hope. I know. And I love you too. Fractured. Divided. barely holding together. I love you too. The sun sets behind them. Her 27th birthday long past. Day 93 of a life that was supposed to end at day 0. Day 93 of proving that some bonds are stronger than death, that some loves are worth the cost, that some choices, however impossible, however painful, however complicated, are still the right ones. They don't know what comes next. Don't know if the Order will send more seraphim. Don't know if Azrael's fractures will hold. Don't know if the bond will sustain them or destroy them. Don't know if they get years or days or hours. But they know this. They're alive. They're together. They're tethered. And for now, in this moment, on this bridge where death once won, that's enough. That has to be enough. Love demands sacrifice. That's what Mira's mother understood when she climbed over that bridge railing 8 years ago. That's what Azrael learned through 5 lifetimes of watching the same soul die over and over. But here's the question that should haunt us all. When does sacrifice become surrender? When does love become chains? Mira chose the bond, chose to be claimed, chose a lifetime tethered to someone else's existence rather than dying free. Was she brave or desperate? Was she saved or trapped? Would you make the same choice, knowing you'd never truly be alone again? Never have a thought that's completely yours? Never escape the weight of someone else's century-old guilt? Or would you choose death, choose freedom, choose to face oblivion rather than live as an extension of someone else? Maybe the answer isn't in the choice itself, but in who offers it. Azrael begged her not to choose him. He showed her every reason to run. He gave her the truth, ugly and complete, and still let her decide. That's not possession. That's the most terrifying kind of love. The kind that says, I want you so desperately that I'll give you every reason to leave. And if you stay, I'll spend eternity trying to be worthy of that choice. Mira didn't just survive past 27. She proved that some bonds are stronger than divine law, that some loves accumulate across lifetimes, that 6 versions of the same soul refusing to let go can hold together even a fragmenting NEPHILIM. She proved that living imperfectly, messily, tethered and complicated is still better than dying free. If this story moved you, if it made you question what you'd sacrifice for love, if it made you wonder whether freedom or connection matters more, then share it. Let someone else wrestle with these impossible questions. Like this video if you believe some loves are worth the cost, whatever that cost may be. Follow for more stories that don't offer easy answers, that sit with you long after they end, that remind you that the most profound choices are always the ones with no right answer. And tell me in the comments, would you accept the claiming? Would you choose to live bound or die free? Because that choice, that impossible, beautiful, terrifying choice, is what makes us human.